All right, hello and welcome. My name is Gerard Lafort. I'm your Southern California Farmers Insurance agent, here to share with you some more tips and tricks for insurance. Let's go ahead and let's get into it. All right, so you've just been in an auto accident and you're wondering what you need to do. Just go ahead and pay attention. I'm going to give you all the pertinent tips. The first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to have your adrenaline pumping. You're probably going to be wondering what just happened. Just try to calm down. Try to take some deep breaths and understand what's just happened. Now, once you've come to your senses, please just go ahead, and the next thing you want to do is just survey the situation. Are you injured? Are any of your passengers injured? Or perhaps the other party? If there's any sort of property damage or if there's any injuries, the first thing that you're going to want to do is notify the local authorities. Call 911. You may need backup with the cop on the scene to go ahead and collect what the details of the accident, or you may need to dispatch the proper resources and the proper people to come out and respond to the accident. Next thing that you're going to want to do is once you've calmed yourself down, you've notified the authorities, you're going to want to begin collecting the driver's information, the other parties who've been involved in the accident. So what are the key pieces of information that you're going to be looking for? Obviously, you want to identify the drivers. Get their first and last name. Get their driver's license number and their current address. And ask them for their current phone number. You're going to want to go ahead and do that if there were multiple parties in the accident as well, because chances are there could be multiple cars involved. So you're going to want to collect each one of the driver's information. And one of the things that you're doing when you're collecting the driver's information is you also want to make sure that you get their insurance information, because that may be what you're using to open up the claim. So you're going to want to take down who the insurance company is and what their policy number is as well. And once you've go ahead and collected all that information for each one of the drivers, probably the biggest thing that you can do to help you in your situation out is to collect any of the information on any of the witnesses. Chances are, if there's been an auto accident, there are a lot of people who pull over just to check to see if you and anybody else involved are okay. Chances are, if they saw what happened, that they can be pertinent into helping understand who's the at-fault party. So although it may feel uncomfortable, you may just want to ask the individuals, hey, if you saw what happened, would you mind if I collect your name and number just in case we need a recollection of the events? Now that you've collected all this information, what do you have to do? The best thing that you can do is just sit in your car and just document all the events that have happened. What we typically find, as soon as you leave the scene, you can't remember what street you were on, how you were turning, so just document the situation. Actually, draw out a diagram of where you were going, what direction you were going, what street you were on, and whether you were turning, what lane you were in. This is pertinent information to provide to your claims representative because they could use that to see who is at fault. Are they violating any traffic rules? So that's in protection of yourself. One of the biggest things that you never want to do in the event of an auto accident is please do not admit fault. Those are things that you want the insurance company. That's what you pay your insurance company and your claims representatives to do. Their job is to determine who's at fault. So although after you've had the accident, you want to make sure that all parties are safe. You never want to admit, I'm sorry, that was my fault, because that has just labeled you as the at-fault party. You want to let your company do that. Now, one of the most important things from a safety aspect is you want to make sure that if there were any children that were in the car with you, and if there were any child seats that were in the car with you, unfortunately, after an accident, those are things that can be compromised. So when you're opening up the claim, that's something that you're going to want to let them know, because chances are that seat is unsafe for your child, and I wouldn't even put my own child in that. So now you may be wondering, okay, what do I need to have in my car available if I'm in an auto accident? Number one thing you're always going to want is your current ID and your registration for your vehicle. If you're like myself, sometimes you can fail to look into the mail and see your most recent identification card. Well, here's a tip. You don't always have to have the printout. There are the applications for your insurance carriers that you can use. You also can just save a copy of that onto your phone for later access. You always want to make sure that you have a pen and paper to go ahead and detail the accident and write down the information. If you don't have a pen and paper available, your smartphone is going to be your best friend. Make sure you're taking pictures of the driver's license. Make sure you take pictures of the insurance card. Make sure you take pictures of all the damage in all the vehicles, because you're going to need that to determine who's at fault and what actually happened. So if you follow these tips, not only will this allow you to have a more enjoyable claims process, it's going to allow you to get the facts straight, and it's also going to protect you and your family in helping determine who's the at-fault party. I know you may have more questions about this. I'm here to help you. If you have any questions, go ahead and give us a call. We'd love to hear from you. 909-890-1992.